Have you ever thought about what would happen if you turned on your tap and nothing came out? It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? Yet for millions of people around the globe, this isn't simply a hypothetical question. It's a harsh reality. A silent crisis is unfolding before our eyes, an unseen threat that's more chilling than any Hollywood blockbuster. It's a global water crisis. From the sweltering heat of Africa to the bustling cities of Asia, water, the lifeblood of our planet, is becoming scarce. Climate change, overpopulation, and inefficient water management are the culprits, conspiring to drain our world dry. Picture the parched fields of South Africa's Cape Town, where Day Zero, the day when the taps run dry, loomed threateningly in 2018. Or imagine the dusty streets of Chennai, India, where in 2019, the city's reservoirs ran dry due to 2 years of weak monsoon rains. But it's not just these cities. The water crisis is a global issue, one that's creeping into every corner of our world. Even the United States, a country known for its vast resources, is not immune. California, for instance, has been grappling with droughts for years, and yet the crisis often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Water, after all, is easy to take for granted when it's readily available. But when the wells run dry, when the rivers become mere trickles, that's when reality hits. It's a wake-up call, a stark reminder that water is not an infinite resource. One such city grappling with this crisis is Mexico City.
Following up on a story we covered a few weeks ago, Mexico City, one of the world's most populated cities at nearly 22 million people, could run out of water in just months.
Mexico City, one of the world's most populous cities, could be just months away from running out of water. Are you familiar with the saying, water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink?
Running dry, there's a very real concern that Mexico City, by this summer, could no longer have a reliable source of water. Rachel Louise Just.
Metropolis of over 21 million people built on a high-altitude lake bed, and now sinking at an alarming rate of 20 inches annually. A city where wetlands and rivers have been replaced by an impermeable blanket of concrete and asphalt, leading to extremes of flooding during the rainy season and parching during the dry one. But how did it come to this? What led to Mexico City's water woes? The story is a complex one, interwoven with history, geography, and human ambition. In the next scene, we'll peel back the layers of this unfolding crisis. Let's uncover the story behind Mexico City's water woes. Mexico City, a city built on a high-altitude lake bed, is sinking. To understand why, let's journey back in time. In 1325, the Aztecs established Tenochtitlan on a series of islands in Lake Texcoco. The city marvel, with causeways and canals forming the backbone of a thriving civilization. However, with the Spanish conquest in the 16th century, the city underwent drastic changes. The conquerors, obsessed with land expansion, began to fill the lakes and rip out forests. This was the beginning of a disruptive alteration of the delicate water balance that had sustained Tenochtitlan for centuries. The city's foundation of clay soil, once nourished by the surrounding waters, began to dry and compact, causing the city to start sinking. Fast forward a few centuries and the thirst for urbanization intensified. Wetlands were drained, rivers were diverted, and the once fertile landscape was replaced with an impermeable blanket of concrete and asphalt. The city, now known as Mexico City, continued to expand, oblivious to the ticking time bomb beneath. As the city grew, so did its water needs. Water was pumped from vast distances uphill, taxing the city's aging infrastructure. A staggering 40% of this precious resource was lost to leaks. Moreover, the city was sinking at an alarming rate of 20 inches annually, with some areas experiencing even higher rates. The Cutzamala water system, a network of reservoirs supplying a quarter of the city's water, is constantly under strain. It's a race against time to prevent Day Zero, the day when the system reaches such critically low levels that it can no longer supply water to the city's residents. Fast forward to today, and the city is still grappling with the consequences of these historical decisions. The taming of Lake Texcoco and the relentless urbanization have left a legacy that continues to challenge the metropolis. The story of Mexico City is a stark reminder that our past actions can echo into the future, shaping the challenges we face today. Flooded during the rainy season and parched during the dry season, Mexico City is a city of extremes. Nestled on a high-altitude lake bed, this vibrant metropolis is grappling with the consequences of its historical decisions. Wetlands and rivers have been replaced by an impermeable blanket of concrete and asphalt, disrupting a delicate water balance that has existed for centuries. Today, the city is sinking at an alarming rate of 20 inches annually, a stark reminder of the city's insatiable thirst for water. The precious resource is pumped vast distances uphill from external sources, a feat of engineering that is both impressive and worrisome. But the problem doesn't stop there. A staggering 40% of this water is lost through leaks in aging pipes, a testament to the city's crumbling infrastructure. And then there's the specter of Day Zero, the day the Kutsamala system, a network of reservoirs supplying a quarter of the city's water, reaches such critically low levels that it can no longer quench the city's thirst. It's a scenario that sends shivers down the spine, a grim reminder of the dire straits the city finds itself in. In the face of this crisis, corporations like Coca-Cola and Heineken, which together use nearly 90 billion liters of water a year, are scrambling to mitigate the impact. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has called on these companies to stop production and give their water to the public. In response, Heineken has pledged to allocate 20% of its supply for public use, while Coca-Cola has invited the public to collect free water from its Topo Chico mineral water factory. Yet these measures are mere drops in the ocean. As temperatures soar to nearly 90 degrees Fahrenheit and water supplies dwindle, Mexico City teeters on the brink. It's a city on the edge, a city in a race against time. With each passing day, the stakes get higher, the crisis deepens, and the need for sustainable solutions becomes even more urgent. With temperatures soaring and water supplies dwindling, Mexico City is in a race against time. But Mexico City is not alone in its struggle. As we navigate this global terrain, we find echoes of the same story in other parts of the world. Let's take a detour to India, home to Chennai and Bangalore, cities that, like Mexico City, are wrestling with their own water woes. In Chennai, a city that faced a severe water crisis in 2019, the story is one of nature's capriciousness and human folly. Its reservoirs ran dry due to 2 consecutive years of weak monsoon rains, a stark reminder of our dependence on the whims of weather patterns. But it was not just the fickleness of nature that was at fault. Over-extraction of groundwater also played a part, as wells were sucked dry to quench the city's thirst. Bangalore, the tech hub of India, tells a similar tale. Known for its innovation and vibrancy, it is also a city under siege from a water crisis. Overuse of groundwater and insufficient rain have left reservoirs and wells empty. Leaks and inefficiencies in the water system only exacerbate the problem, leading to water cuts for residents and impacting businesses. Both cities, like Mexico City, are caught in a vicious cycle of water scarcity, overuse, and inefficient systems. The struggles of Chennai and Bangalore underline the fact that this is not an isolated incident but a global crisis. And it's not just the present we need to worry about. The future, too, is fraught with uncertainty. As climate change continues to disrupt weather patterns, more and more cities could find themselves caught in the crosshairs of a water crisis. These cities serve as a stark reminder of the global water crisis we are facing. It's a crisis that transcends borders and cultures, a problem that demands not just local but global solutions. As we turn our gaze back to Mexico City, let's remember that the struggle for water is a shared one, a challenge that we must tackle together if we are to secure a sustainable future for all. Facing a water crisis is not a fate sealed. We've seen the dire consequences of inaction, but there are paths forward. There are solutions within our grasp. The first, and perhaps the most crucial, is sustainable water management. This means investing in infrastructure to reduce water loss through leaks, implementing water-saving technologies, and recycling and reusing water wherever possible. Second, we can look to the natural world for answers. Reforestation, for instance, can help restore the delicate water balance disrupted by urban expansion. Trees act as natural sponges, absorbing rainfall and reducing the risk of floods during the rainy season. They also help replenish groundwater reserves, providing a buffer during the dry season. Third, each one of us has a role to play. Responsible consumption of water can go a long way in conserving this precious resource. It's as simple as turning off the tap while brushing your teeth or opting for a shorter shower. But the efforts don't stop there. Organizations like water.org are stepping up to the plate. They're working with financial institutions in Mexico to provide loans for water and sanitation solutions to communities in need. Initiatives like these are not just about providing immediate relief, but also about building resilience against future crises. And while we're at it, let's not forget the power of innovation. From rainwater harvesting systems to water-efficient appliances, technological advancements can help us use water more efficiently and ensure it gets to where it's needed most. We're at a critical juncture in our history. The water crisis looming over cities like Mexico City, Chennai, and Bangalore is a stark reminder of the urgency of the situation. But it's also a call to action. A call to rethink how we use and manage water, to restore and protect our natural ecosystems, and to ensure everyone has access to safe, clean water. How we respond to this crisis will shape our future. Now it's your turn to weigh in.